2012 is here, and it brings an end to a busy 2011 in Estevan. The Estevan Mercury compiled a top 10 list of the stories that dominated headlines over the past year. Here's a look at what's been going on in Estevan in 2011. The number 10 top story of the year is Estevan's biggest unsolved mystery, the Courtney Struble disappearance. 9 years after Struble went missing, the RCMP's Historical Case Unit announced this year that the case is now being treated as a murder investigation. The RCMP continue to work on the case and hopefully one day will be able to solve the mystery. Coming in at number 9 is a proposed heavy truck bypass around Estevan. The story continued to come up over the year, even though it has been 3 years since the idea has been floating around. This year, public meetings and information sessions were held, as work is now being targeted to start in 2012. In the 8th spot of the top 10 stories of the year is a doctor shortage in Estevan. This story just seemed to keep popping up all year long. It started with a shortage, and a few doctors have been added in town, but it is still a big story in our city. Number 7 is the twinning of Highway 39. Thanks to a local Time to Twin committee and a provincial election, this story was in the headlines several times over the year. And the story will likely continue to be brought up until the situation is resolved. Estevan continues to be a busy place, so it should come as no surprise that the number 6 top story of 2011 is a housing shortage. Work has begun to try and fix the problem, but houses can't be built fast enough. A lack of affordable housing is also causing concerns, and there appears to be no immediate fix. Saskatchewan Party's domination in the provincial election came in as our number 5 story in our top 10 of 2011. As far as elections go, this one was fairly boring, as incumbent Dorian Eagles won easily. She won 79% of the vote, and it didn't take long for her to be declared the winner. The story wasn't the election, but more the dominance of the Saskatchewan Party in the election.
Kraft Canada is pleased to present you with this $25,000 check for Estevan's football family.
It was a great day for Estevan football and the city when the Kraft TSN celebration tour pulled into town. And it comes as no surprise as a number 4 top story of 2011. Not only did the Estevan football family get a check for $25,000, but they also brought a great celebration to the city. To make the stop extra special, TSN later told Estevan that it was their most successful stop ever on the Kraft celebration tour. For a hockey-mad Estevan, the talks of a new rink has been in the news for years, and in 2011 it finally became reality. The 3rd top story in Estevan is the opening of Spectra Place. Although the facility would bring a much-needed new home for the Estevan Bruins, it also meant a lot more to the city. Spectra Place has already hosted concerts with Tom Cochrane, Kim Mitchell, and Doc Walker, and have also been the venue for a very successful mixed martial arts event. Spectra Place will continue to be a busy place into 2012 and beyond. It didn't come as a surprise, but the impact was still huge. The second biggest story in Estevan in 2011 was the Clean Coal Project. The $1.24 billion Clean Coal Project was finally announced in April, and the work has already begun. Boundary Dam Power Station's Unit Number 3 is aiming to be online in 2014. The project even brought Federal Environment Minister Peter Kent to town in August. No surprises in the number 1 spot for top story of the year in Estevan. It was the year of the flood in 2011. For weeks on end, the story dominated the headlines of the Mercury. Whether it was keeping an eye on when the water would stop rising or reporting on the damage the floodwaters caused. The flooding was such a big story in Estevan that you would be hard-pressed to find someone who wasn't affected by it. And that's a look back at the top stories of 2011. Happy New Year from the Estevan Mercury. For EstevanMercury.ca, I'm Reese Kelso.